This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 552.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Everybody, this is Adam Silvey, host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have a whole bunch next weekend. We're starting with WordCamp Bretagne. Bretagne? I'm going to say Bretagne. It's supposed to be French. I can't do the accent. September 27th. It's the first regional scale WordCamp in France. It's taking place in the prestigious convention center in Rennes, the capital of the western region, Bretagne. So it's a one-day camp. That's pretty cool. So if you are in that part of the world, you should definitely go. I was close just last week. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, also coming up, WordPress Diversity Day in Valencia, September 28th. That's in Spain. WordCamp Nagpur in India, also September 28th. And WordCamp Managua, Nicaragua, September 28th and 29th. So if you're in those parts of the world, by all means, go. I have no plans of being in any of those at the current moment. All right, moving on, segment one in the news. A couple of things here to talk about. MariaDB was swallowed by a private equity group. This was interesting. I saw this. I don't know where I saw this actually. But MariaDB is part of the database. It's like one of the databases that run on Linux to help run, instead of MySQL. It's connected to WordPress on the backend stuff. There's a foundation behind it. So if you're interested in that type of information, definitely take a look at the link in the show notes regarding who acquired it and why and all that stuff. So there's that. Also in the news, Gravity Forms has a add-on, which I looked at one point, but I couldn't get because my level didn't grant me access. It's the Gravity-SMTP add-on. Now it's available one level lower. So developer license and above, and above. So developer and elite, I guess. There's a blog on the show notes as well. It's also, I think, free or majorly discounted if you're a nonprofit. And what it does, it's like using any of the other SMTP plugins that help you use non-WordPress email system, because for transactional emails, a lot of servers don't send those out if they're not hosting your email. So check that out. I'm excited about it because we use Gravity Forms a lot. Been using it for 10 years or more. So this will probably be very helpful in my world. All right. That's it in the news. Yeah, that's it in the news. All right, moving on. Meat Potatoes, segment 2. So I am back in the country, as I mentioned a moment ago. In case you missed it, I was over in Scotland for about a week, and thus my reason for not attending WordCamp US in Portland, Oregon, though it turns out we came back on Wednesday into JFK. I could have flown from JFK to PDX, but I would have gotten in at 12 a.m., Pacific time. It would have made a very long day. And yeah, people were expecting me to be there, kind of surprised people. I've done it in the past, but it's across the country. It was just too much. I was exhausted, so I didn't go. And I do want to say thanks to the people who did reach out and via different methods, Twitter, DMs, Slack, what? I'm not there. It's true. I wasn't there. It's the first WordCamp US that I've missed since they became a thing. Kind of sad. But as I didn't attend, I can't really do a true recap of the event, nor do I have any interviews from said event, obviously. But as many things get shared on the socials, apparently there was some WP drama. Now, if you've listened to this podcast for any length of time, I do not get involved in that. I really don't. There's no need from my perspective. But this episode won't either. But this week's topic is relevant. So here are 5 ways people, you, anyone can contribute to the WordPress project. Ordered from easy to more advanced. This range offers the range I did this offers options for newcomers and experienced contributors. So I just want to share this once again. And I did something similar to this about a year and a half or two ago. 10 ways I think to contribute to any OSS project, but this is these 5 specifically about WordPress. So number 1, difficulty is easy. It's translation, polyglots. It involves translating the platform into different languages, helping it become more accessible. Anyone fluent in another language can contribute through the WordPress Polyglots team by translating core WordPress themes and plugins. So how do you get started? Well, you sign up over on translate.wordpress.org and you start contributing the strings in your preferred language. Okay. Another easy one here, documentation, the docs team. It involves, writing docs, having developers and users and businesses get the most out of WordPress. This includes writing and improving user guides, tutorials, and developer handbooks. You get started by going to make.wordpress.org/docs, and you can find areas needing improvement and contribute directly. I think, maybe that's on Learn. Okay, yeah. I was thinking if Courtney's part of that team. She might still be on that team. I'm not sure. Anyway, all right, number 3. Here's more of a difficulty of a moderate level, support forums. What it involves is helping others by answering questions on the WordPress support forums over at wordpress.org/support. I used to do this a lot when I first started doing WordPress because it's a great way to give back. If you're not a developer, your experience solving common issues, using themes or plugins can be very helpful to others. I really like doing it back in the day. So you get started by you just sign up for a wordpress.org account. It's completely free. You jump in and help answer questions from other users who might be struggling with something you already know, because we always know more than somebody just newer than us, right? We may not be an expert completely, but you're going to know somebody who is newer at the project than you are. So, okay. And number 4, we have 2 more here. Number 4, this one is moderate to hard for difficulty, theme and plugin testing. Yeah, this is the testers team. What it involves, because WordPress relies on volunteers to test new releases, themes, and plugins. You don't need to be a developer to test this, but reporting bugs or providing feedback is an important part of keeping WordPress stable. How do you get started? Well, you join the Make WordPress team over at make.wordpress.org/test, and then you can help testing nightly builds or beta versions of themes and plugins. Also, you could do this when the betas come out, the alphas come out. There's always requests for help to test these things. Especially if you are a plugin developer or you are a theme developer, you want to make sure that the new core versions are going to work with your specific add-ons and your code as well. So keep that in mind. And number 5, contributing code. Now, this difficulty is hard, of course. It involves the fact that you need to be a developer. Contributing code to WordPress core, developing plugins and themes, it's a very powerful way to impact the platform. This can involve fixing bugs, creating new features, improving existing functionalities, and you get involved again, make.wordpress.org/core, and it'll provide details on how to submit patches, find bugs to fix, or work on feature requests. Again, I'm not talking about WPDRAMA here. I just want to share the ways that keep the project moving forward as best that we can to keep things kind of, just smooth the waters, if you will, for right now. That's all I'm saying, okay? Again, so let me just recap those 5 ways to give back to the project in any capacity is fine. So first and foremost, translation with polyglots. Number 2, documentation with the docs team. Number 3, support forums, answer questions by other people who are newer than you. Number 4, theme and plugin testing on the testers team. And number 5, contributing code to the core if you can. You may not be a core contributor, but you can help, the difficult things, because many hands make for light work, I think that, or eyeballs, because code is code. So, it's difficult, but yeah, so contributing code and the core developer team. So those are the ways I wanted to share this week. Just kind of keep it light, airy, if you will, and make sure everyone is on the same page about the project in general for the moment, and move on. All right. Moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip is actually back to WordCamp US. WordPress.tv. Videos will be out shortly, I'm sure, in the next couple of days. Usually they get out pretty quick from WordCamp US. So check those out. If you didn't attend, I didn't, so I'm going to go watch a whole bunch of videos there from the things I kind of bookmarked from sessions that I wasn't around for, obviously. So check it out over to WordPress.tv. It'll be on the homepage, I'm sure, once they are live. So, okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that SpeakPipe function on the website. If you want to sponsor the show, you can, or you can become a Patreon first and foremost. There's a link in the show notes. You can sponsor. There's a form. Fill that out, get back to you. You can buy me a coffee, all the things, it's all in the notes. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.